Hey, good afternoon. It's Mark Schultz with DigitalAircraft, and I'm still here at the Miami AircraftIT in Americas 2022. And it's really great because we're still here in the hall, and there's a lot of vendors that are here, and we're learning a lot about what people are doing and what their capabilities and technologies are. So in the presentation room, we've been able to see stage presentations and learn about the industry and learn about some of the trends and see some case studies. And I had a chance yesterday to talk about blockchain, and it's been really exciting for me really to be able to do that. But right now this afternoon, I've been going around the room and I've been talking to different vendors. And I know that you are all interested in knowing about people that are here and the capabilities they have and what they do. And so I wanted to introduce you to another interesting company that I ran across, and it's Yonder. And right here, let's go ahead and let's just tell everybody real quick, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Roger Lukager, and I'm the sales director here at Yonder.
Excellent. And Roger, you're from where? Where's the company based?
The company's based out of Zurich, Switzerland.
Yeah, I've been to Zurich a few times, and what a wonderful place.
It is, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't live in Zurich, right? You live
right. I live in Lucerne, which is the heart of Switzerland. I can only recommend visiting that place.
What is special about Lucerne?
Oh, it's just a gorgeous lake that's there, surrounded by mountains. You know, if you're into outdoor sports, snowboarding, skiing, and so on, definitely a place to
Maybe
visit.
we should talk
really
travel.
nice
Maybe we should talk travel instead of Yonder. Sure. No. Okay, but one of the interesting things I like about the aviation aerospace industry is that I meet so many interesting people, and I travel to so many fun places that it's just so interesting. But today, let me just get your perspective on something. I know you've been in the industry, the aviation industry. What kind of problems do you see people faced with and the challenges that they have, in the industry today?
Right. I think one of the main topics is really digital transformation, making sure that the companies in the aviation sector can leverage data from different sources and making the most out of it and being as efficient as possible. It's definitely one of the key points right now and one of the key topics in the aviation sector.
Now you're talking my language, digital and aviation. Okay, so I understand that. But let's take it down to the next level just a little bit. Is that when you say digital, can you give me a little bit narrower slice of what you're looking at? What is one of the business problems that people are faced?
Right. So one of the business problems that people face is that they have content coming from different sources and they need to manage that in a certain way. Now, nowadays, it's still an issue to make it efficient in a way and transparent towards the end user and really making the most out of the data. And I guess that's one of the main problems that the aviation sector faces.
Okay, so are we talking about like publications or what kind of documents? Let's take it even down one level deeper than that.
We're talking about documentation, for example, as far as operation manuals are concerned. So really the sensitive data, the critical data or the critical information that operators need in order to really operate their fleet.
Right, like flight operations manuals or general engineering manuals or maintenance manuals you're talking about operations manuals though.
Yeah.
Okay, great, excellent. So how are people typically solving that in the industry today? So I know that there's a lot of people that struggle with this because, listen, I just had a conversation just a couple of days ago with a very large MRO, and they're still operating off of paper. Yesterday morning, one of our presentations, one of the presenters said that 64% of the companies out there today don't think they'll be digital by 2024, I think is what he said, okay?
Right.
So we know it's a big problem, all right? So how are people struggling their way through solving this problem today? What's kind of the typical process?
You already mentioned it, that some of the players in the industry are actually still paper-based. I mean, you can imagine that that's a big challenge, right?
It is.
And the first step usually is for these companies, they decide that, okay, we're going away from paper and we basically switch to PDFs, right? Which is the first step. What you take away when you do that is the paper weight, but not much more than that. So you don't have much functionality, but at least you have your information on the screen as a first step. So that's where they actually start. And it's one of the challenges for operators to now figure out what can they do with that data. So PDF actually is not enough. That's what they realize.
Yeah.
And the second step, to try to figure out how can you improve on that and how can we make these processes more efficient and provide our users or their users with transparent information that is critical to their particular role and mission.
Okay, so given that we have those challenges, people want to go digital, we have struggles, and we're trying to figure out the ways to bring data into a digital form which becomes usable not only in for viewing purposes but for integration to our other systems. Now, what is Yonder doing, and how are you actually attacking this challenge and helping companies to be successful, in creating greater intelligence through the content?
So there's two things that we really would like to highlight here. Is one aspect is that wherever you can automate processes and connect different systems with each other and leverage data from different sources, that's when you should really try to benefit from that approach.
Yeah.
Meaning that if you have, for example, manufacturer manuals coming in from the manufacturers such as Airbus and Boeing, for example, and you need to align the revisions coming in from the manufacturers with your customized operation manuals, you don't want to do that manually anymore. You want to automate that process. It's certainly one of the aspects that Yonder can help out
and
with.
Yonder is doing this? You're helping to automate that?
Yes, exactly.
All right, and like, what would be the ultimate output of something like that process? What would be the output? So we get a manufacturer's manual, and some of them come in structured data, some come in unstructured data, PDFs and various different forms. And you're saying that you help them to ingest that. What is the ultimate output of that?
The ultimate output of that is that you don't have to apply manual labor anymore. So subject matter experts can really focus on their subject matter expertise and are not left with manual processes that really don't add any value to the process. Just to give you an example, I mean, back in the day or even now, a lot of customers or a lot of players in the aviation, they get that revision in from the manufacturer and they actually have to look through that revision manually, basically figure out what has changed and then manually apply these changes to their customized operation.
Okay, so just so I can understand a little bit better, are you talking about having authoring tools or viewing tools, or what kind of things are we talking about here?
As far as Yonder is concerned, it's really an all-in-one solution, meaning that you have a complete content manager with an editor solution in the back end, but you also have a reader part of it that makes sure that the end user also gets to work with that information and to access the information that they actually need. And that's another point or another aspect that I would like to stress here, that we like to talk about efficiency and about managing documentation, leveraging content from different sources, but that's really just one aspect of it. The second aspect, as far as I'm concerned, even more important than what we've talked about just now, is the other 99%, which are the end users actually working with the information. You want to make sure that you can limit the visible content and the information that they receive to what they actually need in order to get the job done. So we're trying to decrease information overflow here as well, so the end user can actually focus on their particular role and mission. Absolutely, absolutely.
Excellent. So what kind of a person would be interested in looking at your solution? Like in what roles? Like who are you speaking to right now?
So you have the content managers on the one hand. So for example, the EFB admins are certainly interested in our solution on the one hand.
Content managers, EFB admins.
Exactly. Compliance managers as well. Because something to keep in mind is that we can automate these processes as well. So if something changes the compliance side, for example, if you have a new IOSA regulation, standard, FAA, and so on, you can actually automate that as well. So if something changes on that side, you get an automatic change request for a particular piece of content that may have to change based on that change in the regulation as well.
Perfect. No, it sounds like you really have a great solution, and I know there's a lot of labor involved. And like what you just said, the end benefit though really is that the end consumers or users of it, their workload is improved dramatically. And so I understand the value of really doing this. So it's really great. Hey, listen, I guess behind us here we have a URL. It's yonder.info. Is that the best place for people to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. You'll find all of the information that you need there, also the way to contact us, and we're more than happy to provide you guys with more information.
Yeah, and if you're here at the conference, there's still time to come by and see them here at the booth. We're here in the vendor hall. But if not, then go to yonder.info and get in touch with them. Roger, thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you so
much for your time. I
really
appreciate your conversation. It's always interesting for me to learn more about people and and what they do and their processes. It's a lot of fun. So to me, aviation is about connecting with people and being able to create efficiencies and creating success in the industry together.
I couldn't agree more.
As networking and partners. And so thanks for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everybody, thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned. We have a couple more live broadcasts we're going to do today. Have a great day. We'll see you later today. Bye.